Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yeah, I've been working today because the weather people lied again. They said it was going to be winds again today. Well, we got a breeze. It's fluctuating between, say, 6 and 10 miles per hour. Just comfortable out here with a little breeze blowing. Every now and then I take a break in the shade. What you're looking at here is I did get the base buried and leveled, and of course this end is deeper than that end because the desert slopes down that way. So I will end up filling it in, but all the dirt I dug out of the trench I threw into the center, and it came out just as I figured, a couple inches lower than the metal on the inside. So now I've started rolling out my aviary wire here. And I rolled out the center piece first because I wanted to get as much overlap as I can in the center so critters don't go underneath and then work their way between the two pieces. And before I put dirt back in here, I will be raking a bunch of rock tree leaves, and I'll be putting those along the seams of these things as a kind of a weight to hold the wire together a little bit better before I cover it with dirt, because there won't be anything planted on the ground inside of here. It's just going to be basically a place to walk, nice level place to walk. All right, so what am I doing with this wire? I got a little overlap all the way around. This is the start of the reel, and they always fold it over and it's all bent out of shape. Now I could take the time to straighten all of that out, but instead I'm just going to cut that off. And speaking of cutting it off, I'm going to show you how I do that, because some people would get down here with a pair of tin snips or a pair of wire cutters, dikes, and just cut along one wire at a time. Well, I like to do things fast. This whole thing, digging this out, burying it, leveling it, backfilling it, rolling the wire out to where it's at right now, I did all of this in just a little over 2.5 hours. Okay, so I like to get things done. So this is what I use to cut it with. Okay, this is a Harbor Freight 4.5-inch angle grinder, and no, it doesn't have the guard on it. The guards, to me, they just get in the way. They're always something to hook on, and no, I don't like it. I just smart enough not to put my hand too close to the blade when I'm running this thing. Okay, so what I do, by the way, I bought this one, got to be 20 years ago, and it was on one of their sidewalk sales. I think I paid $7.99 for this, $7.99. The blade itself is a little bit more expensive. I got that at Harbor Freight, I got that at Home Depot. They sell the diamond blades. They don't wear out as fast as the composite blades do, so I like these a little bit better. So I'm going to make a little noise here. I won't be able to talk over it, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. And I can do this while holding the camera in one hand and cutting with the other hand. So here we go. I'm going to turn this on. Oops. Sorry, can't turn it on. Got to have electricity, right? Well, where am I going to get electricity from? The van. Those are solar panels up there. And inside of here is the old style Harbor Freight power controller, solar panel controller. And then this is an old 3,000 watt Harbor Freight inverter. So what I do is I turn it on right here. And as you can see, it's come on, and I've got plenty of power here. There's one yellow top battery in there, 12-volt battery, that's powering all of this. And the solar panels just keep it charged. Okay, now I'll have electricity, so here we go. And that's all there is to it. That's how fast it goes. Now what am I going to do with the overlap? Well, I have one of these nice spade shovels. This is what I used to trench with, by the way. So what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be going around and tucking this underneath here, like this. Okay, so it's going to take, the first one will get it bent like that. Once I get it all bent all the way around, then I'll come back around and I'm going to push it so that it goes underneath there and tucks up underneath that lip. So it'll be a nice solid unit. And then of course when it's all filled with dirt in here and gravel, it ain't going anywhere, right? That's the way I look at it. So, you know, for $25, I can take my trailer over to Home Depot and get a 1/3 yard of gravel, which is a sand and pea stone mix. And I could put that in here and have a nice floor that I'll be able to take a tamper along and tamp it all down, have a nice solid floor. And it'll transmit water really nicely too. But I've got plenty of dirt out here in the desert, so instead of driving all the way there and paying $25, I'm going to take my wheelbarrow that's over there by the chicken coop, and I'll go to a place where I need to make a hole, and I'll dig some dirt up, throw it in the wheelbarrow, come over here, maybe 5 or 6 wheelbarrows full, and I'll have enough to level this off right up to the top. But I'm not going to do that until I put the floor plates on this, because there's little clips that have to go up underneath that lip on the inside and bolt to the floor plate, and that's what holds the greenhouse down to this base foundation. It's a pretty neat little system that they got there, and I will show you what I've done later on today in the second episode, or actually the third episode, because the first phase one I showed you was actually just putting the base together and talking about what's in the boxes, things like that. And that's an old video, but just got to be better than a week old now. So yep, I'm going to get this rest of this done, and then I'm going to start putting in the floor bases and probably the corner posts with the angle braces on it. So even if the winds do come up in the next day or two, it won't be anything that can get damaged. And if the winds don't come up, then I'm just going to keep on going and get this thing framed into a skeleton. And if need be, I can always park the van here and throw a couple of pieces of rope around this thing and tie it to the van to hold it while the winds blow. All right, G-Bear signing off for now. I'll see you in the next phase.